If you're gonna spend money on new equipment, you need to make sure you're not making these 6 club fitting mistakes. Mistake number 1, only getting fit with a range ball. Range balls are range balls for a reason. They're cheaper and not as premium as those top-end products. And because of this, they don't travel the maximum distance, they don't fly the same, and most importantly, they don't get the same spin. Now, if you're going for a fitting, say, for your wedges or your irons, getting the right spin is really about that precision and being able to control your irons. So not being able to measure these factors is really rather important. Yes, we have launch monitors that can kind of normalize conditions, but you're not going to be able to dial your clubs in quite as precisely as you would like by using range balls. For me, I would always do my research and go to somewhere where I can hit a premium golf ball, such as St Ives with Titleist or Gainsborough with Ping, so that I'm getting the best data possible to make sure that the clubs I'm testing and possibly spending a lot of money on are right for me. Mistake number 2, only getting fit inside. Now, swing rooms like this are great when you're working on technique and having coaching, but when it comes to fitting, it can be really tempting to just chase distance numbers because you're not really seeing the effect of lowered spin. I also really don't like the fact that you're hitting off a square mat in a square room because it's really changing how you align yourself. If you think about a golf course, you don't have anything around you really that helps you line up. This is totally artificial. It's going to change the way you line up and also change the way you swing, which is definitely going to affect how that club performs, which is really not what you want. Another big factor here is you're just not seeing any of the outside conditions reacting with the ball and the club. You're not seeing the ball fly, you're not seeing if you've got enough spin relative to the wind or any of the outside surroundings. You're also really not seeing the height of the shot and that land angle, so you're not really getting a very good idea of how something is performing at all. So personally for me, whenever I'm testing out clubs or having a fit-in, I really like to do it outside. So make sure you do your research before you go to a custom fitting centre and see if there is that option to hit balls from a range, outdoors, or even just off turf. Mistake number 3, only trying stuff from one brand. You've got 14 clubs in your bag, plus your golf ball. The chances of each one of those pieces of equipment performing the best for you from one brand is very slim. So I would always recommend going somewhere and trying out different options. There's loads of great driving ranges and fitting centres that have loads of options and different brands available. So go in, test them out, see which is your favourite, and then if there's one brand you really like, go ahead and head to their national fitting centre and get really dialed in. Mistake number 4, only testing putters on a really short putt. We've all been there. You walk into the pro shop, there's a huge array of putters there, you see one you like the look of, and you go up and pick it. Then you hit a few short putts inside. You hole a few and you think, oh, this putter's nice, it's working really well for me. And then you get out on the golf course and it completely doesn't perform. Look at the size of this green here. This length of putt really isn't dictating the performance of this putter for you. You need to go out, preferably outside, away from a mat inside, and test it out on the putting surface. And for me personally, speed is so much more important than the short distance. Having good speed control is going to make you a better putter than necessarily holing a few short ones. So when you're out practicing and testing a new putter, you really need to go to those long distances and check if it works for you from there. Mistake number 5. Not testing all the options available. It's really easy to go in a fit-in with a preconceived idea of which club is right for you. It may be that you really fancy that blade or even the more forgiving club, but you kind of already have one idea of what you think's right. Now, in a fit-in, you really should be exploring all options and actually testing that out and getting some data on what's going to perform best for you. And also remember, each year there's more and more interesting options that could possibly help your game. Take these Wilson Launchpad irons for example. These really have that hybrid-like feel, but in an iron-like shaping. This is going to be a lot more forgiving for those higher handicappers, so it's worth not ruling out anything and just go in there really open-minded and testing all the options available and finding something that suits you the most. This really is so easy to hit. Don't make the mistake of not trying something new. Mistake number 6. Only testing a club out once. Think how much your swing and your performance changes day to day. So really, should you only be testing a club out on one occasion? For me, I always like to make sure I test things out twice, even if it's just once at your local range and then again in a more thorough fitting. I would also really try, if you're getting a club from your club pro, to get a demo and take it out on the course so you can actually see how it performs when you're in that course environment rather than just on the range or on the practice ground. Your swing changes day to day. Make sure the products you are buying work for all variables.